Hey guys, it's SimQueen, and today I'm doing a speed build that is very special to me. I'm doing the apartment from Friends. More specifically, I'm doing Monica and Rachel's apartment. This is not an original idea for sure. A lot of other people have done it, and this is just kind of my version of it. It was so much fun to build. I really took my time. I watched Friends in the background, of course, and to really nail all the details, I had to pull up a lot of pictures from Google as well. A lot of it is from memory as well, but just the tiny little details like what clutter goes where and how things are placed, I definitely had to look at pictures. I would say I am a Friends freak. I'm probably more obsessed with Friends than I am The Sims. Honestly, I think that I am. I watch it every single night, and I've been watching it since I was 10. I used to have all the DVDs. Actually, this is sad. There's like a collection of all 10 seasons. And I've actually gone through 2 collections because the first one I actually wore it out. When I was younger, I used to have a TV in my bedroom, and I would watch Friends as I fell asleep. And after you watch a DVD, like after the DVD runs out, it goes back to like the home screen or the main screen or whatever. And the main screen for all 10 seasons had the Friends logo on the bottom of the screen. And I watched it so much that my TV actually had the Friends logo burned into my TV. Like if you watched anything, you could see the outline of the Friends logo at the bottom. That's how much of a freak I was about about Friends. And then I had to get a whole new collection because that one got worn out. And then they put it on Netflix. So now I just watch it on Netflix. They were saying that they were going to be taking it off Netflix, which was devastating to me because I seriously watch like 3 episodes every night before I go to bed. And I guess for Canadian Netflix, they are not taking it off. So I'm fortunate that way. Usually Canadians, we always complain because our Netflix is not as good as the ones that you can get in the States. So usually you kind of just expect that Canadian Netflix has kind of a suckier version, but we actually came out on top this time. We get to keep Friends. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, this is the kitchen I'm doing. It definitely took the longest. The details are just so meticulous. I never realized just how much clutter is in this apartment. Like you look at it and you think like there's a lot going on, there's a lot of weird colors, but there's a ton of clutter and there's a ton of surfaces, like little tables sprinkled out throughout the apartment. And it was one of those things that I never even realized just how bad it was until I had to actually build it. And I didn't actually count how many little tables I put throughout the apartment, but it's a little ridiculous. And it's kind of funny because to me, like Monica is supposed to be like this neat freak and she has like a specific taste, but the apartment is very eclectic and it's very like unique and kind of strange, and there's a lot of weird items and a lot of clutter, and it's almost like you'd be surprised to learn that the person who lives here is actually a meticulous neat freak, because the apartment's it's a little different. So this version is actually, because there's been a ton of different characters from the show that lived here. They actually all lived here at one point except for Ross. And so I chose to do the version where Monica and Rachel live here. I could have done the one where Chandler and Joey lived here, but I'm actually going to build their apartment next because I had so much fun doing this. Phoebe lived here at one point as well, and then of course Monica and Chandler live here at the end. But I just thought like Monica and Rachel, that's classic. I had to do it that way. Finding a lot of the blue colors that are in their kitchen was really hard, and I absolutely filled up all those shelves with so much clutter. Their cupboards are more of this like open, I don't know, like they don't have enclosed cupboards. Everything is just right there for you to see. And so it kind of makes the kitchen look very busy. There's a lot to look at, and I had to play around with clutter items and use a lot of different things to make it as cluttered as possible. And I think I did a pretty good job. As you can see, it is just so filled up. And that's just exactly how their kitchen looks. So I definitely think that this version is actually pretty good. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It took me hours, like so long, because I knew I wanted to really take my time with it. I actually started this build, I want to say back in like September or something, like a really long time ago, but the timing was just not right for it to come out because first of all, another YouTuber had just uploaded their version of it, and I was like, oh, okay, don't want to do it just now because it's going to seem like I totally copied them. So I thought I'd just wait a little bit and in the meantime kind of perfect it a little bit. So I've actually come back to this apartment like Wow, how many times have I come back to this apartment? A lot of times too, just kind of fix things and correct things. It is on the gallery as well, so you can download it. I use a ton of packs though. Also, you don't see me put them in here yet, but I do use 2 pieces of custom content because I wanted to do it custom content free, but by the time I was done, I was like, no, there are 2 things that absolutely must be in here. So I actually went and found them and downloaded them and included them, and you'll see them in the screenshots at the end, those 2 pieces of custom content, but the version on the gallery has no custom content at all. It's just for the sake of the video, so you can still download it custom content free. And this little table here has so much clutter on it as well. I probably use a lot of the clutter items like more than once. I've always been saying that we need more clutter items in the game, and it's true because I find that sometimes I end up using like the same thing 2 or 3 times, even in different swatches, and I'm just a little bit bored with the clutter that we have. I just wish that we had a little bit more. So yeah, I think this turned out really well. I honestly went in to take the screenshots and I felt like I was in their apartment. It was just, I was really, really happy with it. I showed my husband and my brother is also a big Friends stan. Like, he also watches it every night. It's funny because I'll be in my room watching Friends at the end of the night and I can hear him out in the living room also watching Friends. Like a completely different episode. But yeah, he's also big into Friends as well. He used to borrow my DVDs and he burnt them out as well. So both big into Friends, and I think even he didn't want to like tell me, but I could tell he was totally impressed with this build. There's honestly nothing I would change about it. I think I did a really good job. There are a few details that are hard to kind of make like the real apartment. The whole wall where like the TV is in the apartment and the 2 doors are, it's not completely realistic because they've got more like of a textured kind of wall, and I've just got like this plain purple paint, but their wallpaper is kind of like this fancier stuff. So I don't know, I feel like maybe I could have kind of played around with that a little bit more, but I just kept it with that like purple paint color. And then the living room, I think that was pretty easy. The hardest part, I think, was trying to find tables that looked like the ones that are actually in the show and how many they had. And then you're putting these items in thinking like none of this even matches. Like, what were they thinking? I had to play around with those doors a lot as well. And then of course that wall that you don't actually ever see, because in real life that's where the cameras are and that's where they film from. You never really see that. There is one episode where Chandler's trying to break into Monica's closet and she runs in and the camera's actually, like when she runs into the apartment, you can actually see that whole wall there. So you do get to see a little tiny bit of that at one point. And so that's really it. You don't get much of a glimpse. And so I just kind of used my imagination a little bit as to what I would put there. And then a lot of the times when they have parties in the apartment, they have like a little mini bar kind of set up in that one corner. So I think I actually did put a bar there as well. Whenever there's a party, they're all kind of mixing their drinks over there. So I did think about that as well. The window was really hard to do because we didn't have windows that were exactly what I was looking for. And remember, I did build this quite a while ago. So since then, what packs have come out since then? Just Get Famous, I think. So anything that came with Get Famous is not going to actually be in this build, even though a couple of the items may have been helpful. I could always go in and add them, but I don't know, I was still really happy with it, so I just kind of kept it how it was. This little area was hard to do because it's always kind of in the background of the apartment. You don't actually get a really good look at it. I mean, sometimes you do, but also a lot of things change in this apartment. I guess that's just how sets work. They want to kind of change it up so it's not always the same. So I kind of could just play around with it and do basically whatever I wanted. And so I kind of just put a table in there, some cards, there's a lamp and like a plant, not that much. And then back here near where Monica's closet is, there is a table there that has a whole bunch of pictures as well. And I think that's pretty much it for this area out here. That back little corner was really hard to do. And then they also have like a lot of textured curtains that kind of layer over each other. And so I did play around with that as well. The bathroom is super simple to do. You do see the bathroom a couple of times. Not that often though. Like, I guess you see it in the episode when Chandler always has baths. You see it. And there's, I think when Rachel and Phoebe are in there, when they find out that someone's pregnant, you see it then too, but it actually does change a few times. So I just did my own kind of version of it. And then Monica's room, both the rooms are a little bit bigger than they would actually be. And another thing is that when you first walk in, like if they're filming from the living room area and the doors are open, there's a wall behind it, I guess because like those doors didn't actually lead to their bedrooms. The bedrooms were a completely different set. So they always have a wall back there. I didn't include the wall because it would have, like, I don't know, it would have just not, it wouldn't have been good. It would have looked silly in the bedroom. So I just took that wall out and made it just a normal room. I gave Monica some like fancier, nicer furniture as well because I think she would have that kind of taste. And then for Rachel's room, I went with the pink as well. I think both of them have pink rooms. And I did put a closet in her bedroom as well, and I kind of just changed a couple of things to make the rooms look a little bit smaller because they did look too big, I thought. And Monica does not have a closet in her room. And I was also playing with the ceiling heights as well, or the wall heights too, so who knows what I ended up picking. I think I just went with a shorter version, but I may have changed it again. I don't remember. It was one of those things where I just couldn't decide what looked better. And then on this shelf here, we do see that she does have a shelf in her room there in a couple of the episodes. And I put this like what is that? Like a makeup table or a vanity, I guess, because she also does have one of those. And then I think I added a closet at the end in the corner because you do actually see that she has a closet in one of the episodes, and there was enough room there for one too. So I added that, and just a few little clutter items, not that much. I kind of just made a few things up as I went, like that area with the mirror and the table, that doesn't really exist. But the rooms looked very empty. I had to add more to it, so I kind of just did my own thing. And then of course I did do the balcony as well. Didn't put too much out there because they really don't have a lot out there. They have, sometimes they have a couple of chairs, sometimes they have a barbecue, so that's pretty much what I did. And then of course, as a little added detail, I did do Monica's closet, which I just filled with junk because that is kind of realistic. That is actually what's in her closet. We find that out in like season 8, I believe. So yeah, that is pretty much it for Monica and Rachel's apartment. If you enjoyed this speed build, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what you think, and tell me what your favorite episode is too. Mine is the one where Rachel has a baby. I don't know why, I just think it's really good, and it's super long, so that's good too. And also subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Thanks so much for watching.